A huge night in the Premier League. Arsenal draw 0-0 with Newcastle. Everton lose 4-1 to Brighton at home. Leicester lose 1-0 to Fulham. Fulham flying, level on points with Liverpool. Manchester United win 3-0 against Bournemouth. If you want to have your say on your team's performance, get involved. 03 717 22 33 44. But let's hear from Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta speaking to talkSPORT's Joe Shannon after the goalless draw with Newcastle.
Mikel, it's not often that you don't score at home. Do you give a lot of credit to Newcastle for their approach tonight?
Well, obviously they're a really good side. I think we created a lot of openings and a lot of spaces in the right areas that we wanted. But we lack that final pass, our lack of movement and spark a little bit in there to win it. And obviously when you're in the final third and you have those two situations, you have to get the decision.
Is it tough to take? Is it tough to understand those kind of decisions as a manager?
We play like this, it's not tough. This is football. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but the way the boys played again is just incredible to watch.
How are they feeling? Have you had to pick them up after the game? Were they happy with their performance?
They want to get better, they want to win, and we wanted to win the match, and you could see how much the team wanted and how much we pushed right till the end. So this is full. Now we're on to the next one.
Does it show how much respect sides have for Arsenal these days? The way that Newcastle approached, defensive, they sat back, didn't they?
I don't think they did that. I think they wanted to do something different, but we approached the game really well.
Yeah, that was Mikel Arteta speaking after the game. Let's go to Sam, who's an Arsenal fan. Sam, good evening.
Good evening, boys. You all right?
Yeah, good, Sam. What did you make of it tonight?
You know what? I've got a few points with it. Eddie Howe, it was a different Eddie Howe tonight in terms of I was surprised the way he set up, because normally with Eddie Howe, you know what you're going to get. You're going to get a really organised team and a team that goes for you at the right points, and he creates pressure at the right points against teams. Tonight, he actually did the opposite. He looked at our strengths and played against them. So he went against us in terms of, right, how are we going to get up in their faces? Let's disrupt them. And he did that. He did it really, really well. And it's not that we didn't really have an answer, because we had answers, which leads me on to the second point, what you boys are talking about. Eddie Nketiah, I feel like he's a good super sub. He's got real good energy in the right points of the game where we need a little bit of a lift. And Jesus has been playing really, really well, obviously. And I can think of one striker out there that we were after, but Juventus picked us to, and that's Vlahovic. Vlahovic is obviously a centre point of. He's a real big player. He's a player that would have given Newcastle defenders a real problem tonight. But unfortunately, we just didn't have that player to go to. Eddie Nketiah, I think you said the right point there, Jamie. You said something like he wasn't making the right run to the right time.
Yeah, just little moments that you watch. I don't know if you was at the game, but we're watching it on TV, and just a few times Saka and Martinelli getting them good areas, get to the byline, and the little pullbacks or the little one across the box. And I'm looking at Nketiah, and he's standing behind Newcastle defenders. You know, he's not making that run, which makes the mind up for the winger, where he puts it across the box and he's there for the little tapping. With Jesus, I feel like you had that.
That's right, and that's the thing. Exactly what you just pointed out there, Jamie. The point about the wingers making the decisions at the right specific time. I felt like when I looked at Martinelli, normally Martinelli, as soon as he gets a box, he's going for you.
Yeah.
So now I felt like he hesitated because he knew Nketiah wasn't going to be there, possibly at that quick time, and that's, you know, this is another point that's going to lead me on to the fact that if our board is serious about winning this league, they will put their money where their mouth is in this transfer window, which is important. Yeah. Because I feel like up to this point, I'll even say it, I feel like we were lucky in terms of how things fell for us in terms of the transfer window, because I don't think Pep Guardiola would have sold Jesus and sometimes more importantly Zinchenko to us if he thought we would be in this position. I don't think he would have done that. Now, he looked at us and thought, they won't be too much of a threat, we'll let them go there. They'll be up, probably Liverpool will be there, and I don't think Liverpool will fall as far behind. But I don't think he would have sold them to us.
No.
I think we've been really lucky. Yeah, undoubtedly. I think we've been really lucky with how things have fallen. I'm still not convinced about our board. I'll echo what the chap said before, who called up. He said someone would, all Arsenal fans would bite the hand of people to be in this position, and we would count ourselves lucky. And I completely agree with him, because, the way our board have set out their plan and the way they've gone about their business in the past doesn't echo and reflect where we are now. And I think we have been quite lucky with how things have been placed.
Yeah, Sam, if the club don't strengthen the team, get more depth, then that will be the downfall and that last hurdle will stop you from winning the league. Because if you look at Man City, when they're struggling to break a team down or they want some fresh legs to come on to make that impact, they can go to players, if they're not starting, Foden, Mahrez, Grealish, Alvarez, Silva. If you look at Arsenal's bench, you come in to make that difference. If Jesus starting, you look to Nketiah. So that will be the difference. Squads with bigger depth go the length of the season, and it's a massive impact. So the board need to strengthen.
And that's exactly that. You know, you do look at those teams where they have got that strength and depth, and then you look at us, you think, yeah, we're doing well. We're coasting. You know, we're not coasting, but we're still playing well. But the real crunch times where February, March, where we've got the injuries, where we look at our bench. City, even when they're strong, City, they still go out and buy. In the summers, they never let up, and that's the thing about City. And I still feel that, until it gets to April time, and I really do mean until it gets to April time, I'm not going to be looking at us going, right, now we're.
Well, look, Sam,
we're not halfway yet, and depth is key.
Nah.
Yeah,
depth is key.
Yeah, no, I agree. Sam, thanks for your call. And now's the time for Arsenal. The moment's there. You're 8 points clear at the top of the table, but you've lost
eyes on it.
You've lost Jesus. So now's the time you go, you know what? We didn't think this was going to happen. We've lost Jesus, but the moment's there for us to win the title. We need to go and invest now. We invest now, we could win the Premier League.
Yeah.
And if they don't, they might get it done because they're playing fantastic football and fair play to them. But if they don't win it from this point, the fans will be gutted, and you might lose that opportunity for the next 3 or 4 seasons.
Yeah, because the teams around them, the top 6 teams, they're strong going forward, and they've got the depth. Liverpool, Luis Diaz when he's back, Jota when he's back, Gakpo now there, Salah,
Newcastle,
Nunez.
Man United are
if them players get injured, and when they come back, they've got depth and they've got strength to bring on to make impacts. Arsenal haven't. They've got Jesus and Nketiah. If one of them gets injured, you see the fruits now.
Yeah.
They need to capitalise where they are and the position that they're in. They need to strengthen.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's have a look at the Newcastle side, though. Boss Eddie Howe speaking again to talkSPORT's Joe Shannon.
Eddie, cool, calm heads tonight. Was that key?
Well, I think it was very important at half-time that we didn't lose anyone from the game. There's a lot of bookings in the first half, and we were well aware that we had to keep our composure and not really give ourselves a mountain to climb by losing someone. So I thought the players did that very well in the second half.
Character and the resilience was obviously there. Is it about defending smart, though, on nights like this? They certainly did that, didn't they?
Yeah, I think you have to defend smart. I think you have to really have every aspect of your game in a good place to keep a clean sheet here. They've got players that can hurt you in the blink of an eye if you're one step out of place. Credit to everyone for their concentration, and for Nick as well, who made a great save with his feet towards the end. That was a key moment.
Is it a sign, that performance, that result at a place like this, that you're very much here to stay in the race for the Champions League, the top 4?
Well, I'm not going to make any sweeping statements from me. That's absolutely pointless. But hopefully the players' performance on the pitch shows that we're just taking each game in the most serious way that we can and trying to give everything we can to represent the club well.
Yeah, brilliant interview there from Eddie Howe. Let's go to Darren, who's a Newcastle fan. Dazza?
Hello. I just want to praise Eddie Howe. I just want to praise his tactics all through the season. And to be honest, as a team, we're being constantly written off. Constantly, every time we go to, we're being to the Emirates, we're being to Anfield, and where else we're being? Well, we've only got an Old Trafford. We picked up 2 points there. Old Newcastle, we wouldn't have got anything. Not a thing. And these people who say, they've spent loads of money. We haven't spent loads of money. We haven't. It's Eddie Howe's tactics. It's Eddie Howe's man management.
Yeah, you've invested well, though. You've brought in good players. But Eddie Howe absolutely has been
250 mil.
Yeah, they spent a few quid. But you've signed players that you needed to sign, and every player that you've brought in is doing well for you. But Eddie Howe, for me, yeah, Darren, look, absolutely agree with you. Eddie Howe's done an unbelievable job. And people that moan and say, Newcastle went to Arsenal tonight and changed the way they play, and they sat in.
That's
and
a load of rubbish, that.
For me,
No,
that was a fantastic performance from Newcastle. They had chances.
Brilliant. And don't get us wrong. To be honest, I expect them to get some from the game. And I never go into a game now expecting Newcastle to lose. And that is, to me, I'm 30 years old. Last time I've done that was when I was 12 years old with Bobby Robson, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I know. Look, it's absolutely fantastic from Newcastle. Do you think you can get top four?
I had a bet on with a son friend of mine for top 8 at the beginning of the year, £20. And I'm basically collecting the money now.
Yeah, well, that's what you want, mate.
I think that's a safe bet, mate. I think that's a very safe bet.
Yeah, they do well, Newcastle.
Anyway,
they don't concede goals. That's what it is. Dazza, thanks for your call. They don't concede.
No, they're strong. You know, Dan Burn at the back.
Yeah,
he's solid.
Trippier.
He's a tough defender to get by.
You've got Nick Pope in goal. I mean, the signings they've made, and he's built from the back. First and foremost, he
That's
knew
the most important.
He had to change the back four. The back four wasn't good enough at Newcastle. Everyone said it, and then he got key areas, key players, and it's made a huge difference. And they've gelled together. You see him when they're defending, when Arsenal crosses from wide areas. You're seeing him the perfect line, and there's 6 of them there. You know, they're getting back in. None of them are behind each other. The communication's there. The spaces are right. Everything about Newcastle defending is absolutely fantastic.